Cam Ward was fantastic against the Denver Broncos, but it doesn't look that way because he was let down by the rest of his offense. I'm going to show you what I saw on tape in today's film breakdown from Tic Tac Titans. Titans fans, welcome into another film breakdown from Tic Tac Titans, your home for Tennessee Titans X's and O's. I am your host, Tyler Rowland, 25 years as a Tennessee Titans fanatic. I've covered the team for Sports Illustrated, USA Today, and I'm a certified film junkie who's hosted the #1 Tennessee Titans podcast, Locked On Titans, for now 7 seasons. In today's film breakdown, we are going to take a look at the performance of Cam Ward in his rookie debut against the Denver Broncos. No, the stat sheet does not look good, but if you look closer into the tape, it's clear that Cam Ward was fantastic, but he was simply let down by the rest of the stuff around him. Now, before we get into the film, do want to remind you to get subscribed, stay subscribed for year-round free Tennessee Titans film content. I got the Locked On Titans podcast for all of our discussions, all the conversations. I got the film channel right here to dive deep into the tape so we can get a full understanding of what's going on with the Tennessee Titans. I'm going to have more film content coming out later this week, and I'm going to have a ton of film content for the rest of the season as well. So again, make sure you get subscribed, stay subscribed, and as we always do, let's step into the film room. What I love most about this very first play from Cam Ward is it shows exactly what makes him so special. So if you look right here, there's nobody open. The Broncos run man coverage. Ridley's covered up. This is covered up right here, right on his back with the safety dropping down. That's absolutely not there. This is covered up here as well. So Cam Ward literally has nowhere to go, and the pressure is starting to get on him right here because, well, Dan Moore's at left tackle. But Cam Ward shows, again, making plays in the pocket when there's nothing there, showing special playmaking ability, gets out and makes something happen. I mean, this is the type of playmaking, this is the type of off-script type stuff that we were hoping to see from Cam Ward. But check this out. This is a small detail, but look how he gets through. Bam. Look at that strength. You know what I mean? Like, Cam isn't just agile in the pocket, but he's strong. And, you know, I hate to do this, but this is why folks compared him to Steve McNair, because he's so tough in the pocket. He's so sturdy. He's so strong, and he makes something out of nothing. I've compared him to, like, Brett Favre as well, I think is a decent comparison. And this type of playmaking, this type of creation from Cam Ward is going to be so significant throughout his career here. And on 3rd and 10 to make a play to start the game. Excellent start. Really like what I see from Cam Ward on this one as well. Throwing to the sideline throughout the game. Cam Ward was absolutely locked in the entire time. The Broncos are going to be in man coverage here. Man right here. There's going to be man on Gunnar Helm. And what we're going to see from the Titans wide receivers is we're going to get a go route down the sideline that's meant to clear this corner, and then you're going to have a one-on-one opportunity with Gunnar Helm on the deep out route, sail route, whatever you want to call it right there. And this is what we want to see from Cam Ward and Gunnar Helm together for the next, 5 to 10 years. But look how Helm creates separation against a linebacker. Should have been a catch on the sideline. I thought, looking at it, Helm had that first foot down. Boom. And got it in. They said he bobbled it towards the sideline, but nonetheless, again, look at the dot by Cam Ward throwing to the sideline. Look at that. Layers it perfectly right to his man. That is an absolute beam right there to Gunnar Helm on the sideline. Great throw by Cam Ward, even if it shows up in the stat sheet as an incompletion. Another excellent sideline throw here by Cam Ward. The Broncos run a split field coverage, in my opinion. You see man coverage right here on the backside, and then on this front side, it's going to be more of a zone look. You're going to have your deep middle here. This guy's going to come here. I think that's Tafunga, who is going to be your deep third on the outside, and then you're going to get a drop into the flat from the linebacker. You're going to get a curl flat right here from this linebacker, and then just a nice little hook zone right here. And what the Tennessee Titans do is they run a 3-man route combination but instead of having 3 wide receivers or 3 receiving options do it, they include the running back. So basically the running back is in the backfield, but it's more of a trips concept. And what we're going to see is Gunnar Helm run another corner route to the sideline, and Cam Ward delivers an absolute seed with perfect accuracy. Gunnar Helm only played 20 snaps in this game, and Chigakonkwo played about 40. I don't think that should be the case going forward. Gunnar Helm is the better player. See, you get the outbreaking route by Chigakonkwo to pull there. Tony Pollard comes in here, and think, you would see something similar if it was, Chigakonkwo coming here and sitting down, Helm out there, and then into the flat with the back. So you're just kind of changing up the roles of who's doing what in this zone beating concept, but really good stuff by Cam Ward. Delivers a strike on the sideline right to Gunnar Helm, and it's a big explosive play. Love seeing it from the back angle as well. Good blocking right there. Look at Latham. Look at Moore, the interior 3. Good job by the O-line, and a beautiful throw. So on this one, these are the 2-man route concepts that I talked about that we saw Cam Ward execute in college that I thought made him such a good fit for what Brian Callahan wanted to do. And quite honestly, I'm a little disappointed we didn't see more of this with the Broncos bringing pressure on early downs. There would have been one-on-one matchups on the outside instead of running into the Broncos run blitz, which they're one of the most heavy run blitz teams and early down blitz teams in the NFL. Why not try to get your 4, 5, 6 yards out of these plays, which can be an extension of the run game? You're going to see Tyler Lockett kind of sit down right here, and then you're going to see Alec Iomanor, who gets the ball on kind of a mid-range out route, and again, throws to the sideline. Excellent for Cam Ward, and that's so exciting for me because we know that Cam Ward is really good over the middle of the field. So if he can develop a really good feel for throwing the ball to the outside too, then there's nowhere on the field where you could say that he struggles. But again, I would have loved to have seen a little bit more of this, a little more often in this game. It would have made the Titans offense have a little bit more answers for the pressure that Denver was bringing on early downs. Some of those runs that went absolutely nowhere. But look, Cam Ward, it's easy. It's a 1-2 read. Either you're hitting Lockett right here, he's not open, or you're getting to the outside. Cam Ward identifies properly, throws a strike where only his man can get it, low and outside. Elliott catches the ball, easy first down. This right here isn't the most spectacular throw. It's not incredible arm talent, but this was a critical play for the Tennessee Titans. It's 3rd and 14 here, all right? And the reality is when you look at the play, nothing is really open. There's 3 guys going down the field. We've talked about this play so much. It's just sit down at the line of scrimmage. You're going to keep 2 guys in the block, and then they're going to get out into the flats. But this is heady stuff from Cam Ward in his first game. Like, he is a gunslinger. He's an aggressive player. He wants to drive the ball down the field. Calibrating his decision-making to decide when it's time to take those chances and when you need to just dump it off and give your guys a shot, that's going to be one of the hardest things that he has to do throughout his career. So the fact that in game 1 in a 3rd and 14 situation where maybe his mind is telling him to be aggressive, drive the ball down the field, he says no. I'm going to take what's available to me. I'm going to get it to my tight end, who's a good yards after catch threat, and I'm going to let him see if he can make a play and do something for me. And that's exactly what Chig is able to do here. Nice spin move, get forward. Really, really smart decision by Cam Ward. Give your guy a chance, and he does, and Chigakonkwo pays it off for him. Nice spin move there. Hit the circle button, Chiggy. All right, folks. Well, if you were ready to get pissed off, here we are. I love this play from Cam Ward. Might be the most impressive play of the day, quite honestly. It's 3rd and 20. Watch Cam Ward here. Watch him signal to Alec Iomanor. Watch him communicate just quickly right before the snap. He rubs his shirt. Look. Oh, let's go back a little bit. Sorry about that. All right, well, if you were ready to get pissed off, here we are. It's 3rd and 20, and I think this might be the most impressive play of the day from Cam Ward for multiple reasons. So, number 1, look at Cam Ward right here, right now. He's rubbing his belly. He's rubbing his belly. Not because he's hungry. He's signaling out to Alec Iomanor, hey, man, we're changing the route. I need you to run a go route. down the sideline here. And I get why. You have the deep safety is on the other hash right here away from that. So, hey, we're probably going to have a one-on-one matchup. But what happens is the Broncos actually flip that. They bring Hufanga up here, and they drop back the safety right here, but Cam adjusts perfectly to this change. Tell him, hey, we're doing this. Oh, did you see him peek up right there? Look how he peeks up at the safety right there. He just barely peeks up at that safety. Oh, he's dropping back. Okay. All right. Now what I have to do is I have to hold this safety because he's actually closer to this than I anticipated after I already changed the route for Alec. I don't have time to flip everything around. So I have to hold this safety right here if I still want to be able to get to this and make sure he can't get over there. And watch Cam Ward right when the ball is snapped. Boom, looking straight down. And what's the safety do? Hips inside this way, a little bit of movement this way, and it gives Cam Ward enough room to hit Alec down the sideline. Look how he comes over. And Cam is still staring over there. And now he flips it. Okay, I want my matchup. Look, load, release. And a dot, a back shoulder dot down the sideline. And as we know, Alec's elbow hit inbounds, should have been challenged, would have been a first down, would have been an explosive play. But Brian Callahan is the head coach and apparently did not know that one elbow equals 2 feet. And then he went into the press conference on Monday and said that, he misinterpreted the rule. And then at the end of the press conference said he does understand the rule, but he just misspoke in the press conference. So he talked out of both sides of his mouth. Either way, an embarrassing moment for Brian Callahan. And what should have been the best play of the day, where the Titans' star rookie quarterback and our favorite rookie wide receiver made a huge connection. Like, this should have been something that Titans fans were so incredibly excited about, this play right here, and Brian Callahan took it from us. Also, before I go anywhere, I want to show you guys this. Look at the bottom of the screen. Look at Amani Hooker, Titans starting safety, who knows the rules better than his own coach. He's saying, that's a catch. Watch him touch his elbow. Look, he said elbow, one elbow. He had an elbow in. One elbow equals 2 feet. Amani Hooker knows the rules better than his head coach. So incredibly disappointing, man. So on this one, I don't actually blame anybody for this play not working out. It was a really good play by the defense, but it does show just how good Cam Ward is going to be. And deep balls to the outside were something that was a concern on Cam's tape coming out of college. And he had a few misses in this game, but this is not one of them. So look what the Broncos do. They roll this safety down. And once they roll this safety down, Cam knows that he's got a one-on-one opportunity with this cornerback on the outside. And I'm going to take Alec Manor against Riley Moss. I can do that. So he's looking around. Nothing here. Nothing here. Nothing here. This safety is inside looking in. And Alec does a good job of running this route inside. And then he cuts it outside. Really good stuff from Manor there. Boom. Now you have a ton of space. Safety is beat down the field. They're going to hit on these this year. Like, they're going to hit on a couple of these this year. Alec goes to make a play, and just a really good play by Broncos defensive back Riley Moss. A rare breed at cornerback, but a really good play there. What a dart, too, though. I mean, right there. I mean, it's right there. You know what I mean? And Alec's a rookie. He's getting comfortable. That's a tough play to make, but let's hope one day he's able to make that play, and I think him and Cam will connect on these throughout the season. We've seen Cam Ward win with his mind. He's made adjustments. He's made the right reads. We've seen Cam Ward throw some absolute dots with incredible accuracy and velocity, but here again, we're back to the playmaking talent, and this is ultimately what makes Cam special. So, again, another play where the Titans keep people in. They're going out into the flats. Right here, it's third down. They're going to try to do sit-down routes and everything, and there's not much there. Realistically, there's not much there. So, Tyler Lockett's sitting down here. Alec is pulling this way, and you see Calvin Ridley on the dig route across the middle of the field. And it would be there, but Cam Ward is under pressure. So, watch what he does. This is just Cam Ward, man. making plays, gets out of the pocket, pedals back, finds a way, and delivers a great throw to Calvin Ridley. Turns into a first down. Like, it's 3rd and 13. At the end of the day, football doesn't always go great. You get pressured, the routes aren't open, and you need somebody who not only can win in the pocket within the structure of the play, but somebody that when the structure of the play isn't going to win for you, you have somebody who can still go out there and make a winning football play. And I thought, with everything we've seen from Cam Ward so far, seeing this magical stuff from him, so incredibly exciting. Like, this is what makes him special. And to know that he can win in the pocket and make the adjustments and read the defense and do all of that, while at the same time being able to give you a little bit of this. Again, so encouraged, so excited. Can't wait to see more throughout the season. I thought this play was really cool because of the progression that Cam Ward went through here. He gets to the backside dig, which is something that when I did my film breakdown for Cam coming out of Miami, I talked about being able to get to the backside dig as a part of fitting within Brian Callahan's scheme. So you're going to get a vertical route over here from Elakayo Manor, and that's really where Cam Ward wants to go. He wants to take advantage of the one-on-one opportunity once again. You're going to get, like we saw in the very last play, you're going to get a deep in, a dig route from Calvin Ridley on the backside. I think Chigakonkwo comes out into the flat here. Tyler Lockett just does another sit-down route, very similar to the play that we just saw. Yeah, Lockett bends in and sits down, which this linebacker is covering the throwing lane there. This corner is sitting on the flat route from Chigakonkwo. You got the vertical route right here, but Cam sees the safety come over. Safety got beat on that earlier, right? They weren't ready for it. So, what's left? The deep dig, okay? And I just love how Cam looks over here, sees the safety, and says, I got to get backside to my dig route, and delivers a strike. Now, it's a drop by Calvin Ridley because the team let Cam Ward down, which is the whole point of the video. But that's a really, really good play from Cam Ward to go through all that, get to where he needs to go, and throw an accurate ball. Look, the blitz comes. He's not fazed by the pressure. Look at Pete stand up on that. Awesome. Now I'm ripping it. Boom. Right to Calvin Ridley, and it's a drop. This is another 3rd and long right here late in the game, and it's another good job by Cam Ward just giving his guy an opportunity to make a play. You get Ridley in motion. He's going to come down in here and swing out. And I like, this is smart by Ridley. If he just sits here, he's dead to rights. But he floats out with Cam Ward as Cam starts to make a play. And that gives Cam Ward somebody to throw to, and it gives Ridley an opportunity to make a man miss. Whoop. See ya. But again, when we go to the end zone view, just such a night and day difference from the quarterback play from last year that was not able to navigate the pocket, had no natural feel, did not have quarterback instincts. Offensive tackles do a good job of blowing the edge rushers by. Well, Chigakonkwo in there as well. And look at the arm angle from Cam Ward. Sloop. Slide it in there. Bam, right to Ridley. Again, we're seeing it. Accuracy, velocity, the mental game, the playmaking ability, the arm angles. Get the full gamut, the full course of what Cam Ward can give for this football team in the game. Last play we're going to look at here, and Cam Ward throws an absolute seed on this one as well. The Broncos run a fun coverage here, a cloud cover 3, where their slot corner or safety or whatever is going to actually drop into the deep third right here, where usually, in a traditional cover 3, it'd be deep third, deep middle, deep third, but this is a cloud coverage because you're going to have this guy come and be your deep third. This is your deep middle, and on the other side, it's normal. And then this corner right here, who would typically drop back, they're just going to stay right here in the flat. Okay, so that's a cloud cover 3 is what they call that. And on the backside, we are going to see basically a skinny post or a short post, a glance route, whatever you want to call it, from Calvin Ridley right there. But what Cam is doing is he's reading this defender because Chigakonkwo is right here as well. So if this defender sticks to Chig, then he's going to be able to hit right here on the inside. If he backs up right here, he should be able to hit to Chig. So really good job by Cam Ward to read this defense and anticipate. So Chig pulls here, but look how wide this linebacker gets. So wide. So Cam knows, hey, I'm going to have a window right here once he gets around this. And he throws with anticipation perfectly to Calvin Ridley as he's breaking inside. And look at all that room. Look at all that room right there. I mean, Calvin might be able to catch this and just run for a touchdown if he's able to make the catch. Boom. Maybe not a touchdown, but maybe he comes in here, he jukes out this guy, he gets to the sideline, and he's gone. Like, who knows? But another big-time drop from Calvin Ridley. So we've talked about, a thing on the sideline with Gunnar Helm where I thought it was a catch, where I think the refs blew the call. We talked about Brian Callahan not knowing the rules in the NFL and ruining an explosive play for Cam Ward. We've talked about multiple drops from Calvin Ridley here. Again, I've said it online. I've talked about the sacks in a different video that I'm going to upload to the channel here. But the whole point of this video is that Cam Ward, despite the stat line, played great. And I'm very encouraged that the national conversation around Cam Ward right now, where I figured people would be dogging Cam Ward and saying that he didn't play well because the box score doesn't look good, it looks pretty unanimous that everybody in the national media is like, Cam Ward good, Tennessee Titans bad. And that's exactly what happened. Titans fans, I hope you guys enjoyed that film breakdown on Cam Ward. Again, we saw some absolutely special stuff from Cam. I thought he looked poised. I thought he looked professional. He looked like he was ready for the moment. And between the drops, the penalties, the pressure from the offensive line, bad calls by the refs, terrible calls by his own coach, Cam was completely let down. So I know it's a very frustrating Monday for Titans fans, but the most important thing this season is that Cam Ward is a hit, and based on one game, he looks like he is certainly on his way. But with that being said, again, make sure you get subscribed, stay subscribed for year-round free Tennessee Titans film content. If you want to be the most intelligent and informed Tennessee Titans fan you could possibly be, you need to stay with me here on the Tic Tac Titans film channel. But throw a thumbs up on the video, throw a Titan up down in the chat, and as I always tell you guys, I am your host, Tyler Rowland. Tighten up.